Well, hello, fifth graders. Here's a real quick tutorial on how to use Microsoft's PhotoStory 3. We'll be using PhotoStory 3 to create your alphabet alliteration poem videos. So I'm going to go ahead and find PhotoStory. I can find it here under my Start menu, but you can also, under Start menu, go to All Programs. You should also find it there as one of your icons. I'm going to go ahead and click Start. Here we have the option, three choices. I can play a story that I've already made. I can edit a project I've already started working on, or I can begin a new story. I want to go and begin a new story, so I'm going to click Next. First thing it's going to do is it's going to ask me to import some pictures. I'm going to click the Import Pictures button, and here is where I will navigate to the location of where I saved my pictures. Under My Pictures, I've already created a folder for my PhotoStory tutorial. I'm just going to go and double-click that from there. Now, each of you has already created a folder for all of your pictures, so this should be pretty easy. If you want to select all the pictures in this folder, just press Control A and then I'll select all, or you can click one, hold down the Shift key, and you can click on the others as well. That's happening. There we go. That's happening. All right. So I've selected all of our pictures. I'm going to go ahead and import those. Now the cool thing about being in the import and arrange your pictures is this is the place where you can put things in order. Some of you may have found that it automatically put everything in ABC order, but here you need to pay attention. So for example, if I wanted my alien to go first, I could just single click and move my alien, or if I want him to go last. I actually want my alien to go second. So here I have my all my images, and here you also notice that, for example, it's kind of hard to see, but here I actually have a black border around some of my image, and I actually have it here a little bit on the bottom and a little bit on the top. Some pictures are going to be easier to see that there's a border than others, but if you want to remove that black border around the edge, click on the Remove Border button, and here it'll give you an opportunity to recenter your image and take out the black border. So I'm going to click Yes. And I'll just remove that border real quick. Now, by the way, you don't have to remove borders. It's just available there if you'd like to. And you can do one and not others, but it's available and it's there to remove those black borders. Here you can also choose, you can crop, rotate, change the color, and they've got some other options for your video. I'll let you experiment with those and play with those. But the thing to remember here is this is where you will import your pictures and put them in the correct order that you'd like inside of your video. So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click Next. What I'm going to do from here is it gives me an opportunity to add titles on top of my pictures. Now, for our purposes, we will not necessarily be adding titles on top of our pictures. You'll be speaking and you'll be using voice. So we won't necessarily have titles. If you want to, this is not a requirement, but if you want to, you can just find a random blank picture, put it at the very, very beginning, and put a title on top of it as an introduction. But we'll do a little more of that next year. Just want to get you into the feel of how to create the video first. It's here under Add Pictures. Here's where I would add a title, but I'll let you play with that. If you want to play with that, you're more than welcome to, but it's not required. So I'm going to go and click Next. This is where I get to add my narration to my picture, and then I get to add any motion if I'd like. So for example, let me start with my very first picture, and since this is my alliteration poem, here's my first alliteration. Romans reminds us of God's radical love. And then all I need to do is I need to press the preview button. So that's my preview. If I like it, that's a happy thing, and I can even choose what's called custom motion. As you notice that my picture was moving a little bit, I can even, here's where I can specify start and end points and do all those different pieces. I'm going to let you mess with that. I'm going to let you deal with that and play with that on your own. That's kind of fun. I'm going to go and close it for now, but in essence, every single picture will have its own narration. So this is my narration for this image. When I go over to click my alien, here's where I record the narration for my alien. Aliens always appreciate expressions of approval. And I'll go over here to my keyboard, and I'll record this narration. Keyboard keys clack at the touch of constant contact. So now I have all those pieces, so I can actually go back and I can press preview. So see, that's a pretty interesting video. And just for short 3, obviously you'll have like 26 because there are 26 letters in the alphabet. I'm going to go and click the next, and here is where you could add background music. For this video, we would like you to not add background music. Just want to keep it clean, just give you the experience of getting in. If you finish early and you'd like to, you're more than welcome to kind of create your own, but that's not a focus of this assignment. When I'm done doing all those pieces, I'm going to click the next button, And here's where I get to choose how I want my digital story to save. I want to save your story for playback on your computer. That to make sure that's selected. And down here is where you get a chance to give a file name. By default, it'll be called PhotoStory, and then a number. You want to call yours, see what kind of back here, I'll call this my alliteration. And down here, let's not mess with the settings right now, but then all I do is I click Next. And as I click Next, it's going to mix all of my audio and my images together to make one individual photo story or one digital story. And I click Play, and it's going to open Windows Media Player and play. So you've actually now created a video. Piece of cake. The one thing I did forget to tell you is it's probably a good idea to save project. If you don't save project, any work that you had done may be kaput if something crashes. I'm sure that you do that first, but that's the quick and easy way to create a digital story using PhotoStory 3.